Yo, what's going on, people? Look at this, man. Starting right at 6:30. Getting better. Um, yeah, man. Thanks for joining me again. Politics episode 10, I think. I put 10 in the thing. It might be more than that. I kind of lost count. I got like three sixes or something on the page, so I had to go through and sort those all out. But uh, yeah, man, let's get right into it. Um, as much as I would love I mean, even at this point, we only did one show of the protests and all that stuff, but it's so it's so stressful, man. It takes so much out of you that it feels like it's been going on for longer. So I think that or as much as I would love to get away from it just for a little bit, you can't because it's all wrapped into politics, especially. Um, so with that said, you guys know that I'm sure everybody knows by now that those other three officers uh, were arrested. The ones that were an accessory, essentially, to George Floyd being murdered, and I know I'm pulling up. So the three additional officers. So the guy that actually killed him, Derek, whatever his last name is, um, he got added charges, like worse charges, and added. It's been upgraded to include second degree murder, in addition to third degree murder and second degree manslaughter. The other three officers, um, who were fired, of course, were they were charged with aiding and abetting, second degree murder, and intentional while committing a felony, aiding and abetting, second degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating unreasonable risk. Now, I don't know exactly what all those break down to, but hopefully them niggas go to jail. This is what it comes down to for real. Um, um, so this is a step, right? I don't know if they did it to calm rioters and protesters and stuff. Uh, one would assume that this was just about it's just about pacifying people. Um, because get like we want arrest, right? But arrest is only part of it. The other part of it will be convictions, which is actually when you actually go to jail and not being charged with something and then being able to get off. So, uh, charges, arrest, that's what we want, but we also want convictions. And until that start happening more and more, uh, you're gonna have more of the same. That's just how it is. Um, but no, that's uh, that's great. Um, in Louisville, um, they're working on a vote. They're working on a bill called Breonna's Law, in regards to Breonna Taylor. Um, who they went into her house and killed her in their own house. I think they was in the wrong house, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, but killed her in her own apartment when she, when it was their mistake. Uh, so hopefully that passes, just like Cleveland had the the domestic violence bill that passed a couple of weeks ago. Those type of things are important, man, to keep repeat things from happening. Uh, but what's even more important is voting. I know I preach about it all the time, and I get that it can be annoying, but um, yeah, like you got to vote, man. You got to vote for your judges and your attorney generals and stuff in your states, because they're the people that prosecute, that they work for you. These are the people that prosecute the criminals, the cops, the uh, these murderers, these all these people, man. Like these are hired. I'm sorry, not hired. These are elected officials in most states, um, where you need to go out and vote for them to make sure that you have somebody that's actually looking out for your best interest when it comes to uh, holding people accountable. It's just it's important, man. I think everything that comes back, everything we talk about kind of comes back to voting in some sense on this show specifically. You got to do something, man. I just can't sit around and do nothing. It's I don't know. A lot of people seem to be content. You get some people that's out there protesting and rioting and doing all type of stuff. And you might not agree with what they're doing or the way that they're doing it, but they're doing something. You got a lot of people that's just content with not doing nothing. Like just they'd rather just sit in the house. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to vote. They're also not going to protest. They're not going to write a letter. Like they're just content with doing nothing. And those are the few people I really feel sorry for. Like who are you? Like who's looking up to you while you're making a decision to do nothing? Like just to be submissive like that. I don't understand. Angel said they are protesting as we speak in Akron, and the guy I was listening to was preaching on everyone voting. Yeah, like it's crucial. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. If you feel like the federal government has failed you, you feel like Trump or Biden is the lesser of two evils, just like Hillary and Trump 4 years ago. Uh, yeah, but it affects you, and you know that it affects you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how you can just stand by and just do nothing. Like just as a person, I don't know how you just stand by and do nothing. Um, you gotta do something, man. I don't get it, man. People complain all the time, but they just don't do nothing. Uh, Erica, thanks for joining. She said, "I missed what you was talking about." I just did a recap of the charges brought up against the cop that killed George Floyd. The other three cops have been arrested and what their charges were. I said about Breonna's law in Louisville. About the no knock search warrants and the mistake that they made there, and just talked about the importance of voting because it's a common thing as you know because you join the show. Um, it's the importance of voting. So not only for president and all of that stuff that do affect people that for whatever reason you think that it don't affect you, but also on the local level or even the state level where you have in most states you get to vote for your attorney general, you get to vote for your judges, you get to vote for your city prosecutors, where they are able to where they work for you, they work for the people to hold these cops accountable. They work for you to hold these murderers and kidnappers and all these people accountable and responsible. These are voted, these are positions that are elected. So if you're saying like, man, we'll never get no justice, but you keep letting whoever vote in their favorite judge and that person not doing nothing, then like what do you expect? I hear a lot of people. I don't live in Cleveland, but I like Cleveland proper. But I hear a lot of people complaining about Frank Jackson and how bad of a job he's doing, and everybody hated his idea about making that the dirt bike track or whatever. But he's been the mayor in Cleveland for a decade now, like if not long, I don't know. Like it's been a long time. Um, like do something about it. Go vote for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this complaining, but you're just not doing nothing. I don't understand how people can do that in life. Like just whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like if you working for a job and they just constantly disrespecting you, do something different. Like go find a new job or I don't know, beat the manager up or something. Like do something though is what I'm saying. Uh, but people just stand there and do nothing and then still complain and wonder why nothing changed. And they have all these theories about stuff, but they don't actually do anything to enact change. And I just don't get it. So yeah, so Erica, that's essentially what I was talking about. And then Angel said that there's a protest going down in Akron right now, um, and I don't know. Like I said, as much as I would like to get away from it, everything is wrapped up into everything's wrapped up into this protest and riot stuff right now. Even Donald Trump um, leaving the White House, having protesters clear from the White House, the park that's near the White House, um, uh, from in front of the White House as well as the park. So he's able to walk from the White House to not abandoned but a boarded up church, so he can do a photo op with a Bible, that he never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like no one even know where this Bible came from. One of the reporters asked him, like, "Is that your Bible?" He was like, "It's a Bible." Like, what do you just find a Bible? Like, is it just a prop? Like, it's not a real thing to you. It's just a prop, and people swear up and down and want to say that he's a Christian and got Christian values and all this stuff. Man, I just seen so many Trump interviews where they ask him about his favorite Bible verse or his favorite book in the Bible. He don't know. That's not a real thing. Like, he's not a Christian, and if he is, he's just so far removed that he's just so far removed that I don't know, man. I don't know if God would recognize him if this was his last day. Um, but I can always be wrong, so I don't know. But yeah, I just think I don't know. I just think it's crazy how people complain about stuff, but they never do anything to actually change it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Emily J said he got it from a hotel nightstand. Somebody else had said that. And it was like a brand new Bible. Like he had somebody order that or just run and grab it real quick and then like let's go take some pictures. You know what I'm saying? And so they had reporters and stuff that was there covering like the protest and stuff. And like so it's on film of peaceful protest. I don't mean just CNN. I mean like a bunch of different outlets, and they're just standing there, and then all of a sudden you get cops running up on horses, saying trampling people and shooting tear gas and all this stuff. And while Trump is talking in the Rose Garden, you can hear, saying in his background, you can hear like tear gas being shot. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear all this stuff. Of them like clearing people out. Like the more I talk about it, I'm starting to get a headache because it's so ridiculous, man. Uh, and now you get all these GOP people talking about like, oh, the Bible shouldn't be used as a prop, and we're going to denounce what Trump did and this and that. But then what? Like the next time, in these next couple months before November, like when he needs something, they ain't like y'all not gonna jump to his beck and call. So like, what are we really talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like what really is your outrage going to do? Because when you say jump, you still gonna say how high because you don't want to get on his bad side. And so it just don't make sense, man. It's frustrating. Let me see. Andrew said it makes me very sad, honestly, knowing this is our president, especially after watching Obama live an hour ago. Uh, yeah, yeah. Like Obama came on and talked for a strong maybe 10, 15 minutes, man. Like not even long, but man, it just made you think like this is what a president like not even this is what a leader sounds like. Like and as much as I love Barack, like I hate it because like, he does when he talks, he calms you, he makes you feel better, about what's going on and kind of give you perspective and stuff. Like, but although it's great, that's nice. It's not the truth. Like, it's not our truth right now. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, the world should be in panic right now. Like, Donald Trump is our president. We got protests and riots and a pandemic that's still on the horizon. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got an election coming. Like, um, uh, there's asteroids that's heading for the Earth. Like, that's a science thing. If I had a science show, I'll tell you all about that or whatever. But like just all this stuff, man, like everybody should be in panic. Like so when he talk and he kind of calm you down, like it's kind of unnerving because like you should be panicking because the world is not okay. Like it's not safe right now, and not at all. Ebony J said, of let's do a video of Black experiences on June 19th. In what way, Ebony J? Like, what do you mean? Like, just talk about Black experiences? Because I'm down with that. Oh, Erica, I wanted to say this too. I know we had an interaction a day or two ago. Yeah, I put up the post that said it was somebody else's post. I think you shared it. It was like, how about we buy up these buildings and stores and start creating our own Black Wall Street again? And you said that you was all for it. So my comment, on your post was on what the idea, but how do we organize? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we make this more of a Facebook post? And I wasn't trying to put you on the spot or, say anything like that. But I just don't, although I'm all for it, I just don't know how we organize. Like, it's a thing of like not having the answers, I guess. Like you got the attitude, but not having a pathway or like a way to get stuff done is just kind of, I don't know. I'm skeptical of getting people to get on board because of Black people being screwed over, by other Black people and others, so they have trust issues, which is completely understandable. Um, I get it. But so how do we like make it where that's not the case, where we actually can come together and buy um, steak and shake or something? So I'm just trying to think of something that's like it was established and is not around anymore, or you know, a, a, a beauty slop, a beauty shop slash um, tattoo parlor, or a health and wellness center where you got saying multiple people, multiple owners or partners or whatever you want to call them, and just coming together to actually make it happen. I'm all for it. Now I would love to be a part of it. I just would like to dive deeper into organizing and how we get that to happen. When so your response was start asking for donations towards the funding, do fundraisers, and I'm all for that. I just know that when you ask somebody to do something free, they still don't do it sometimes. Um, so I guess if you tell them like this is a way where you can own something or where you can make money, then maybe they would be a part of it. I think it's a great thought, and I wasn't shooting it down. I'm all for it, but I just curious at how you think we should move forward, or anybody else in the comments, like or watching the show now or later. Like, how do you think we can organize to have something like a Black Wall Street or like Black led groups and stuff? Because you get all these companies that donating money, and who knows where this money is going. I say the same thing about cancer research and Jerry Lewis and this telethon and stuff has been going on forever and raising so much money, but like I haven't seen or heard anything where it's like, oh, we took a major step in this kind of a study. So I don't know where the money and stuff is going. But if we can find a way to keep it together, like keep it within ourselves, I'm all for that. Like, sign me up for sure. Ebony J said, Amanda Marie said something that got my attention today. Phrasing, she said, maybe things will be different now or soon since the older people are dying off. And you said something else, but it ain't pull up. She said, and oh, so all right. So let me answer that part first. What Amanda Marie said. I agree. It's terrible to say, and I love my grandfather and I love my godfather and the seniors of my family, and I love old people in general. Like saying for the most part in general. Like I used to work at a nursing home and working with vets. Like it's great time. Um, but yeah, until the ones in Congress, until the ones that's in power, that's been in power for 40, 50 years, 30, 40, 50 years, until we get these people out of there, you can't really expect no change, honestly. Like I always say, I've said it a couple times these last couple shows in regards to like when my generation is able to like fully flood Congress, and take ownership and run for offices, run for the mayor of whatever city it is that that you live in that you feel like the mayor is doing a terrible job, or a councilman, or a state representative, or um, or even higher regards, president or speaker of the house or whatever it is, um, that's when I think real change will happen. And I didn't want to put it so bluntly as in when old people start dying off, but that's essentially what's apparently that's what it's going to take to get these old people out of these offices, out of these positions. Because you get a lot of them that run unopposed just because they've been there for 1,000 years, and then nothing changes. Nobody runs up against them because they've been there forever. So nothing changes, man. And then MJ said in regards to the Black experiences on June 19th, she said the video would document experiences. Sometimes people are more empathetic when you hear it. We can talk more about it later to make it make sense. That is a great idea, and I'm already off on a whole nother tangent, honestly. I think that's a great idea. She also says, I think we started with one group. I think we start with one group of people and do one business split that makes one by another. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Um, we can definitely talk more about that too. Erica, if you're still in here, we can talk more about it. And without being negative or derogatory, we can drum up some ideas, and if we don't like that idea, don't just shoot it down. Shoot it down and have an opinion, or have something to replace it. What I'm saying, like, don't just shoot people down because they're giving their opinion or whatever. Like, actually have an opinion of your own. But no, I'm down with that for sure. Uh, I'm definitely willing to talk more about that. Um, and Ebony J got a fondness for East Cleveland. She said, "Let's go by EC." I'm not against it. Um, I don't have the same love for it that you do, but as far as a place that we would be able to really get in there, and I think a place like that doing anything, and I mean anything, will be helpful. So I'm not against that. I think that's a pretty good idea too, MDJ. It's not really a business, but I get what you're going. I get what you're going at, for sure. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, on the selfish side, like, no, I guess not. I was gonna say we could just have y'all invest in Epiphany Media, and then we can just take this to the next level. But that would be selfish. MJ said, "I'm serious. Me and you can start." Look, I'm all down for it. Look, so I always talk about action and doing something. Like, somebody got to do something. Um, so I've already. I actually did this a couple of weeks ago. I've already signed up for the uh, to volunteer. I don't know if you volunteer, or I don't know if you get paid for it or not, but like, to work the polls. Come November. Like, I don't even know if it's going to be traditional polls again. I don't know if it's going to be um, like, everything's going to be vote by mail. I don't know. I don't know. But I talked so much about doing something in action, so I'm gonna go work the polls, I guess. I wouldn't mind doing it, in the area that I live in. That's fine. Um, I guess I would prefer to do it at the actual Board of Elections, Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. That way, I can uh, just get a gauge for who's actually all coming out. But I guess I'll find out more information about that as we get closer, and I will definitely share that with y'all too. Um, could you gotta do something, man. You gotta do something. I don't even know. Like, I don't know what I'll accomplish, but like, I don't know. I don't know what I'll accomplish by working the polls, but um, I don't know. You just gotta do something. You just can't do nothing. It's enough of doing nothing. Angel said, "Imagine owning an entire block and starting a positive community." Me and Ebony J have talked about this uh, countless times, because this definitely is not her first time saying anything about buying East Cleveland. Definitely not her first time saying anything about owning a block in East Cleveland, like having the money to actually inflict change and stuff. Um, so we've had extensive conversations in regards to having a community center and a school type place for kids, and having a homeless area for like homeless people, and job rehabs and all this stuff, man. So it's um it's definitely something that we've talked about countless times, and I'm always open for that conversation. Always open for the business idea, because I think it's a great idea, but I just don't know how do we do it. Like, and I think getting with some like-minded people and sitting down and um, like brainstorming. I think that's when and how you can kind of actually start to gather a plan. I got a tons of other stuff that I want to do. We're still under coronavirus watch, so a lot of stuff it just can't be done at the same time. Emily J said, "Now my love ain't really for EC, but ideally it would be cool if we all bought houses in the EC, cheap and big houses, move back, generate income, take over. I don't think it's realistic though. Um, no, not unless you win some money. You would have to buy so much land, so you would pay that in taxes, so you kind of generate the economy in East Cleveland, just like most cities. Um, the the city is ran when people pay property taxes. Now you got a good amount of apartments, so that them people are not paying property taxes. The people that do have homes not paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? So it just they're working with like a shoestring budget for real. So they, even if they wanted to do something good, they can't. So I think it would take more than just 10 people buying houses and paying taxes. Although that would be a start. Like, it's always a good place to start, and then you kind of just go from there. Angel said you get experiences and you taking action. Like, I'm trying to. Like I said, I don't know exactly what it would do. Like, just working the polls. Um, Nothing besides what I did this year was kind of able to get a count of how many young black males was there, or how many people kind of turned out. Period. But that was about it. Every day said that's why I say East Cleveland, because it is just cheap and you can do it for sure. Um, she said I was going to propose the same thing: invest in ETC and keep it moving. Yeah, I like being my own boss, uh, but I don't mind working as a team. But I gotta have something that's just me. So although I don't mind investing for sure, investing in the company, buying shirts and all that stuff, 100,000%. You know what I'm saying? But um, an original plan that way is no biases for um, no bias for uh, Enduring the Course or Epiphany Media or Diamond Crown Properties or whatever. Like no biases. We start something fresh. We all own a piece of it. We all take pride in it, and then we can kind of just go from there. Um, Let me see. Andrew said, "Educate me. Why isn't it realistic?" Um, hmm. Ebony said, "I'm sorry." Andrew said, "Educate me. Why is it realistic? Why isn't it realistic?" And Ebony J responded, "A lot of people have an interest in EC. There are bidding wars right now. EC politics are holding out to keep a place for the people." That's something that's interesting about East Cleveland to me, is that um, we can go to East Cleveland meetings, but for what? Like, we can't vote on anything. We can't we can learn more information, but they have those East Cleveland meetings on YouTube. I'll send you a few of them if you want me to. Um, every time Cleveland makes a bid to buy East Cleveland, uh, I'm sorry, it's a split between Cleveland and Cleveland Heights. Make a bid to purchase East Cleveland. The the residents actually come out and vote and say no. Like they come out and say, um, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to merge with Cleveland or Cleveland Heights or whatever. Um, so it's interesting because you would think a city like East Cleveland, where super high in poverty and all this stuff, that they wouldn't come out and vote, but they do come out and vote, like they really do. Especially when you try to take the city from them, they're just not generating any money. And then from what I see on the outside looking in, from I've watched a couple of the YouTube meetings, the town hall meetings and stuff, is um, a lot of people like, no, yeah, I love my city and I got pride in it, and we can do this and this, and only if the council wasn't corrupt and this and that. And I agree with that for the most part. It's hard to trust government, I get it. But even if they wanted to, what can the government do with no money? Like if somebody came in and actually had like a mayor that came in and wanted to spend his own money, what I'm saying, to fix up the city or to demolish buildings or to start something like that, then that'll be fine. Or just an investor, somebody to come in and say, I'm gonna purchase this amount, I'm gonna pay this amount on taxes, and I'm just gonna buy everything. But buying 10 houses, even cash or whatever, is not enough income to run an entire city. So I don't know. That it's kind of unrealistic because even though there are cities trying to buy it to make it better now, I mean, even that part is getting blocked. Um, and to say real estate is so cheap there, you can pay cash for a house. Yeah, you can. Emily said we watched them on YouTube already on YouTube. I was saying, just like to be in the know. No, I get it, and I understand that, and that's definitely something we can do for sure. Just to find out more information. But I definitely watch them too because I think it's interesting. And I mean, personally, at this point, I would love to see Cleveland or in Cleveland Heights split it up or whatever. So that you can just get some money in there. You can kind of clean the place up a little bit. You can fix the potholes. Like, I don't even drive in East Cleveland very rarely, but just so you can kind of see, like, this used to be like a special place. Like, East Cleveland used to be a special place, and you would never be able to tell by looking on the internet or watching videos or driving through it now. Like, I would love to see it actually come back and be um, like something of a certain stature. And even if that means going away and becoming all Cleveland, but like locals would know, like, this was East Cleveland, and Rockefeller and Standard Oil and blah blah blah. Um, we can just kind of still take pride, even though it's not technically East Cleveland no more. Emily J said, but if Cleveland and Cleveland Heights come in, they're going to kick people out. Um, yeah, I think they're going to force people to pay taxes. And if you don't pay taxes or whatever, then yeah, you're going to be kicked out. And that sucks. I get it. You don't want older people that has been in the house forever. That raised a whole family in the house, and maybe the income ain't what it was, or on Social Security or whatever, and they can't afford it. What I'm saying, I get that, but like, where else can you live for free, or what I'm saying, where else can you find a house or whatever for so cheap? I get it that it's fair or not fair, but like, what other options do you have? You want to end on that, Ebony J? Tell me, if you're still in here. Tell me what other options do you have as far as getting. If you don't want other cities to come in there and buy East Cleveland, and people that are currently there don't want to pay taxes, or don't want to, or not able to pay taxes, whatever you want to call it, what are the other options? Like, because it's not like it's prime real estate. It's not like it's near a freeway, or it's not like it's near the lake or something where like there would be incentives for people to come back and buy those houses. Besides the fact that you want to see the city do good, or the fact that it's just so cheap. Like, you could be a landlord for, you know, buy a house for $5,000, and it'll be your house. Like, you can buy it outright for 5 grand. You know, so I'm just curious, like, what else do you think? She said, MJ said, at least for now, they have a place to live. I get it. I get it. And I'm not saying like I'm a fan of kicking people out and stuff. I just don't know what else you do, man. There's a reason that Solon, Broadview Heights, North Royalton, there's a reason that all these cities, which are roughly the same size as East Cleveland, like, but it's a reason that they're number one school district. You know what I'm saying? Top three safest cities in the country. Like, it's a reason because they pay taxes. They get high taxes, so they're able to fix the roads. They're able to have a commanding police force. They're able to fund sports and firefighters and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're able to do that. Um, and it's the same reason, or it's the opposite reason why East Cleveland can't afford to do any of that stuff because nobody's paying taxes. Even the businesses that live there or that work there or that operate there, I don't. It's not enough of them. Every once in a while, you get an influx of like what they're doing in Superior and Euclid and bringing in some new stuff, but those are still like plazas with stores in them. So the plaza, there's just one guy, one plaza guy playing taxes. So I don't know. It's not a great system, but it's definitely something, and we can definitely talk more about it. I don't even know how you go by uh, buying a city. I understand investing in the city, but not buying one. But we can definitely talk more about it. If anybody got any business ideas you want to talk about, we can definitely do that for sure. Um, uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm with you, Ebony. I don't know. But that's it for me, man. That's my 37 minutes, 38 minutes. I appreciate the conversation as always. Um, Stay safe out there, protests and coronavirus and all that stuff. Just be safe overall. Um, Angel said she got five on it. I'm sure they got houses you can buy for $5 in East Cleveland. I'm not just playing. All right. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all as always. I look forward to talking with y'all on Sunday. Um, we'll have a recap of what happened this week. Um, and hopefully some other topics that's not so depressing and sad. Because I'm sure everybody feeling it right now. Um, so thanks for joining us. There are no more Epiphany Radio Rewind. So you want to check some of those out, go to the podcast on Spotify or Google Music or Apple Music. Check out Ebony J and Enduring the Course. Um, Her podcast on those same platforms, Spotify, Google, Apple. Be sure to go like her page, and you can watch her live shows. For those of you that missed it, yesterday, the I Said What I Said podcast came back for their first show in a little while. Uh, we definitely got some work to do, but I like the fact that they're back working and they was able to carry a conversation. I'm definitely a fan of that. Um, and then we got Brittany J coming out soon. Um, I'm excited for that as well. Still getting her equipment and stuff and getting her all set up, and then hopefully we can have a State of the Union show sometime closer to June 20th, which is our anniversary date for our relaunch. So definitely just want to say thanks for joining us as always. Every day say you're doing a great job keeping us on our toes. Yeah, it was funner when it was like a primary. You know what I'm saying? When people was running for president and you know what I'm saying, when debates was happening, like it was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was funner rather. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just so like all the topics are super heavy, and I get it. You can't shy away from it, but I just even the stuff that's more like societal all wraps in politics right now. So if you're not a fan of hearing about the same stuff over and over on every show, just just tune in. Just hang in there with us, and as soon as the news change, we'll change with it. So once again, I want to say thank you. June 19th, we're doing everything according to Ebony J, and I'm not against that at all. But yeah, y'all have a good rest of y'all week. Stay safe out there. Stay covered up. And talk to y'all Sunday, man. I'm looking forward to it. Salute to the city as always. And Ronald Reagan did sell crack for anybody that think he didn't. I'm out of here.